Welcome to Once Upon a Pipe. I'm here with Mark Traveis. And interesting how I met this gentleman. We were at a silent auction, actually last week, a couple weekends ago, and he was taking a picture of my wife and me, and after the picture I just said, "Man, I feel naked without my hat and my pipe." And he heard me mention pipe.
And off we went.
And off we went. So when I mentioned that, he told me this story about some pipes that you had acquired. How did that happen?
My wife and I are garage sale junkies, and we just happened to come across, there's actually a couple of pieces here. The pipes came from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. There's an area there that used to be all farmland, and back in the day, the Wright's farm. It was just a little country house, and then as time progressed, it became a center of much urban development. And the gentleman who I met, Tom, really interesting guy. He was a cartoon illustrator for the Nashville newspaper, and he also did designs for a very famous property there called Opryland, and also the hotels and stuff there. So
wow.
A very talented guy, and you got to see that. And he was in very serious download mode, and he was downsizing. And as we were talking and discussing, I asked him about the price of one of the pipes, and he says, well, you know, it really goes for $300 some odd. And I'm like, well, I'm not that interested. But by the end of our conversation, he let me have about 5 of them for $20.
I'm going to get a close-up here.
Yeah.
You can see these pipes. Look at that.
Look at the detail on that. And for me, I enjoy smoking, but I would not say I'm a connoisseur in any way, shape, or form. But when I looked these up, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
And then we had this one.
This is one that I think is absolutely gorgeous. This is a Ben Wade freehand, and that is a gorgeous pipe. And this has not been restored, right? This is just, yeah.
Nope.
So if you can imagine in its restored state, this would just be an absolutely wonderful, wonderful pipe. And no doubt this does smoke very, very well, as most Ben Wades do.
Yeah, that's my favorite. When I smoke, I grab that one and another one just as a backup, but that's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a little bit. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Rex. And guess where it was?
Is it Israel?
Israel.
Israel, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Alpha Rex from Israel.
Mm-hmm. I've got an Alpha freehand, a large one like that. It is a wonderful smoking pipe, just gorgeous, and also the stand itself is actually very impressive.
The stand is a treasure, and as anyone who's been around for a while, life is not about things; it's about the people you meet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my cherished treasures from a former neighbor of ours, and his name, Al Tanzi. He's a retired colonel from the military, and he wasn't that tall. He was maybe 5'4", 5'5", but his personality was larger than life, and he was an incredibly sweet guy, generous, nice. My wife and I were working hard in the yard one day and turned around. There was Al holding 2 ice waters with cherries in them.
Wow.
I'm telling you. And just a good guy and a great neighbor. And he passed, but he left this for me. And it is a...
what a treasure.
Yeah. Look at that. Humidor equipped with genuine Aztec moistener.
Wow.
Wow. So,
Yes.
and you know what's wonderful is that a little bit of his history from living in New England, the restaurants he went to, Lobster Shanty in Belmar, New Jersey. Here's one from Crabtree, Six Forks Road in Raleigh, North Carolina. So, oh, this is a great restaurant. Full Moon Indian Cafe.
How old do you reckon some of those are?
You got to give them at least 20 years, and that's being generous and very conservative. Now,
Wow.
to anyone who should view this, if you're ever in Charlotte, go to this place, the Cajun Queen. It is a great Cajun restaurant. Big alligator out front in Charlotte. Had many a good times, and great smoking on their rooftop balcony. So enjoy that. And look where it's from. Look at this.
This, to me, is just so impressive. That is just ruling me.
I must have had this for 14 years.
Mm.
You know, and Al passed, he suffered from Alzheimer's. So to give his wife a little break and so she can get some things done, I'd sit with him and, you know, just keep him company. And I could tell his demeanor had changed. He wasn't sure who I was. But just a good soul. Just a good soul. All right. Yeah.
Those, for sure, are some wonderful treasures, Mark. And I think the neat thing is
The relationship that you find with this. I think it was actually quite cool just by mentioning pipe that we connected.
Well, that whole conversation, we started, we were also tag teaming and working at the auction for Redwood Cooperative School in Lexington, Kentucky. Shout out.
Yes, absolutely. Great school.
It was a lot of fun, but I remember the best part of the night was just hanging with you and you showing me pictures of your dad next to his helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
And then him next to a helicopter. I don't know how many decades later. It's
1967, I believe.
Yeah, I was 2.
And, I wasn't born yet. I was born 2 years later when we went back to Vietnam for a second tour.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was just great. Just trading stories back and forth. And besides pipes, we also enjoy riding cycles.
Motorcycles. Mark is a Harley fan. He's got a Harley Davidson out there that he's looking to get on the road. Not too terribly long from now. Now the weather is
the weather's starting to turn.
Yes, absolutely.
Daffodils are popping soon and very soon.
Yes, Mark has encouraged me to do the Tail of the Dragon.
Yes,
so
I'm more than happy to ride you down there. You will enjoy it. Everybody should say they did it once. And after that 10-minute ride, then you go for the real fun ride, which is the Cherahawla, all in and out of Tennessee. So it's a great ride.
Definitely got to put that on the list.
There's one other thing I'm going to throw up here for your viewers, and this is a shout out to my good friend down in Boca Raton,
Yes.
which translates to Mouth of the Rat. My buddy Rudy went to Cuba, and he brought me some Havana little cigars.
Wow.
And these are fantastic, man.
So these are straight from Cuba.
They are from the motherland, and you know what? When you don't have your pipe with you and you just want a little something, these are fantastic. So get down to Havana, bring some back for me. Thanks again, Rudy. Now, I've visited a couple of the local tobacco places here.
Mm-hmm.
Not the vaping places, but there's that guy on South.
On Southland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Schwab's.
Yeah.
Schwab's Pipes and Stuff on Southland Drive. They're
fantastic.
have been around forever.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, just a few weeks ago, I got some of my pipes out of storage, and I found the first, what I call real pipes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a drugstore pipe. I found the first 2 pipes I ever got. I was probably 16 or 17 because I took both of those to the Army.
Wow.
This is when Schwab's was located in Lexington Mall off of Richmond Road.
Yeah.
And I walked in there, And I'll never, ever forget seeing Mr. Schwab, which would be Jeff Schwab's father,
Right.
the original owner. He would just lean over that counter, and he had, I think it was a Prebenholm pipe that he loved. And he would just look at me, because I'd just stand there and look at these pipes forever. And he was so patient, and you know, I'd be in there like 5 minutes just staring. And he would just lean over the counter, then he would eventually open his mouth and he would say, "It's in there." and he would just let me go on, and then next thing I know. So I found those 2 pipes. I smoked one of them, the other I haven't yet, but for the first time since at least 2011. And I know it's been longer than that because I've gotten so many eBay
How many
finds.
pipes you got?
I'm afraid to count. I
Really?
know it's probably
More than 10?
over 120. But a lot of that is, you know, eBay, and I think within the past, I would say 8 years,
Yeah.
I've discovered, well, really, it's the whole online community. When I started doing the YTPC, the YouTube
Yeah,
pipe
yeah,
community, it just opened up a ton of resources, if you will. I've got as much tobacco as I do pipes. I've got what they call PAD, pipe acquisition disorder. I just I don't need another pipe. I really don't. But
you can't help looking like.
but when you're a collector, well, in
Yeah.
fact, just last week I think it was, on the Gentlemen's Pipe Society page on their Facebook page, there was this discussion about how many pipes should you have? How many is too many? And you know, and I think someone evidently originally had maybe gotten criticized for having, quote, too many pipes. So if you're a collector, you're a collector.
Yeah.
That's what collectors do, and there's no real limit on the collection because it's an individual thing.
Yeah.
So if you collect, let's say 6 or 7 pipes, that's your collection.
Yeah,
If you,
I'm good with that.
yeah.
But I'm a book whore.
So there
Old
you go.
books.
Yes.
Oh. My wife and I, we go someplace, and like if there's old books, she knows where to find me. And I'm going through, I'm checking
Yeah.
the copyright dates, and I'm looking, and I've got books. It's just amazing. I've got books, and now I'm into collecting Kentucky old books. I'm very fortunate. My wife's from this area, her family's here, rich history. And I love her dad like nobody's business, and her brother, his brother, Doug, they have turned me on to so much about Kentucky. From, I didn't know this, but they were the #1 hemp producer up until World War II, and then production shifted overseas, and it's actually kicking back in again. But just from the cornbread mafia stories to the Binghams, who ran the newspapers, and which had ties to South Florida, believe it or not, because he married Henry Flagler's wife after he passed. And they got Standard Oil guy, Florida East Coast Railroad. He developed the east side of Florida with his railroad company. And he married a young girl, and then after he passed, the Bingham guy married her, and he settled in Louisville and started the newspapers and all that kind of good stuff.
Mark is coming to Kentucky via Florida,
Yes.
so it's interesting because he brings a fresh set of eyes. How long have you been in Kentucky now?
Well, we've moved here over the summer, so officially 6 months, but for 18 years I've been coming up
You've
here.
been visiting.
And we've
Yeah.
had a little cabin in Shelbyville on the
Shelbyville,
lake there.
yes. Yeah.
You know what I think it is that you appreciate what you had in your youth, you know. So, you know, we were free-range kids. We can go anywhere we want. Back then,
That's
we
right.
rode our bicycles anywhere we want.
Everywhere.
And it wasn't like South Florida now. Everybody's discovered it. It's packed in. And you can't get anywhere without congestion, traffic, waiting line, that sort of thing. But when I grew up there, everybody knew each other. It was
Yeah.
just, it was small town. And so moving to Kentucky, it had that vibe of a place to raise your kid, a place to actually appreciate living, not just the rich history, but what it has going on now, you know? And I'm not the only one. I'm meeting more and more people who are like,
Absolutely.
wow, what a nice place.
Kentucky does an excellent job, I think, of still providing so much rich history while being modern.
Yeah.
If you make it down to Berea, that is
Man,
an
that's the
excellent. What a wonderful, wonderful town. It's almost one of the best examples of a combination of an old town that's modern but still rich, true to itself.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I mean, so many places get sprawled over with the Walmart here, the mall there, and
Yeah.
you know, Chili's over there, and it's just like, you know, it's any town in USA. What makes Lexington, specifically Kentucky in general, special is that it has all these distinctives from all that everybody brought here and that was here from the original. Now, no place is without its difficulties, but man, it has so much to offer. And it, for us, I mean, when you can go uptown in 15 minutes and find a parking spot and be early for a show, oh my gosh! When you can go to see my wife and I went and saw James Taylor and Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt is amazing. James Taylor, great job. But we went to the square.
Right.
Had a bite to eat at the bar. Top Hat.
Top Hat.
Have you been to Top Hat?
No.
We love it, man. It's awesome. And then you just do the little gerbil crawl across, you know,
across the
little tunnels.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
walked right over to Rupp Arena, and it's like, ta-da!
You're there. You're
And
there.
I'm like, this is how it should be.
And you can actually park for a decent fee. I remember I was in Chicago last year. We went to the what is that? The Science Museum there, Science and Space Museum, and oh my goodness, just the parking alone was enough. The kids, I said, okay, when you guys go to eat, you guys are getting like the basic no fries.
Yeah.
Okay, you can get just the meat sandwich and no fries because those fries are sitting out there in the parking lot. That's how much it's going to cost us. You know, you go there $50, man. So Lexington it's a beautiful place, and geographically, when you think about it, Mark, if I want to be in a big city, a super big city, well, I mean, I can go 3.5 hours, I'm in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Hour and a half, I'm in Louisville. Hour and a half, I'm in Cincinnati.
Yep.
3 hours south, I'm in Knoxville.
Yeah.
I can be in Chicago
Nashville.
in 6 hours.
You'll
Nashville
spend more
almost
time
4.
trying to find a parking spot in Nashville than you will trying to get there. I'm telling you, it's a great place. We just left there, but it's on the map. I mean, everybody is pouring out of Chicago, and they're like, "Oh, Nashville, no taxes, it's a great place to live."
My dad flew John Steinbeck.
No
And
kidding.
now I've got the photo of John Steinbeck standing outside my dad's aircraft when they're in Vietnam.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Yep. So he's there. He had a little cane, and my dad at that particular time was flying VIP missions.
Really?
So he flew Martha Ray, John Steinbeck, Cardinal Francis something, I can't remember his, and several others, President of South Vietnam and General Westmoreland.
No kidding.
So that was just all VIP mission stuff, but I guess at that time my dad probably would have thought, you know, hey, sign this law for me, you know, but he just, you know, my dad, I don't think he's ever collected a signature in his life, actually.
You probably just enjoyed, hey, John Steinbeck.
Oh, yeah, it was just duty for him.
Your dad's just, from what you've told me, just seems really down to earth.
He is. He's an incredible man. Yesterday, now my dad is 82. So I told him, I said, Daddy, I want you to take Wyndham out driving in his truck.
Yeah.
So he can learn he's learning to drive this standard shift truck, and I figured he hears my voice so much. What if he heard another voice? But I wanted that cross-generational training. I think it's great that an 82-year-old is teaching a 16-year-old to drive a standard truck. That's what I wanted, and Daddy took them out, and everybody came back in one piece. So that was
Your kid's probably one of the few that know how to drive a stick.
anymore, Mark. I think I don't even know.
Did you hear about those guys who I think it's in England or something. They went to go steal a car, right?
Yeah.
And they got in. They couldn't figure how do you get it to go? They didn't know how to drive stick.
You're kidding. Well, they aren't making manual transmission cars anymore. In fact, I saw this commercial about this automated car. Shows this lady driving down the road, and then there's a tractor trailer pulling up, and she just kind of lightly takes her hand off the wheel. I said, that's not me. No, that is not me. The car just kind of, and you can see the little steering wheel move.
There's that YouTube guy who's driving his Tesla from Vegas back to Los Angeles, and he's sound asleep. They got the car pull up next to him, and they're videotaping the guy's asleep in the car.
And cars, oh yeah, that is just, I'm not
You know,
automated. No, but you know, kids anymore. I mean, like learning driver's standards. My dad, we were talking about that, and I mean, it was very scary for me. I was at the window, and I mean, God, he's grinding some gears and.
I did that to my dad.
You know, he threw my hat off. I said, son, I said, look, I said, you know, when you take Granddaddy out, he's gonna come pick you up. Please don't give him whiplash, man. I said, you know, the other day I lost my Jason Aldean. He stopped him.
You know, I remember my brother finally taught me. My brother taught me how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
He's like, you just balance it out, man. Just
That's it,
balance
man.
It out, you know?
That's what I told my son. Just a little bit, you know, and he would, as soon as the truck started to move, he would just like lift that foot off the clutch.
And we're off. Nope.
So, but he actually did very well.
Did you ever jumpstart a car by pushing and popping the
Oh
clutch?
gosh, yes, indeed, man. I've had cars I had to park downhill.
Yeah.
To get. I just like, you know, third gear was the magic gear. It's just enough to get that turning over. Second was too low because the wheels would catch.
Pop.
And the third gear in that little Toyota Corolla.
Oh my gosh. So I remember. Well, Florida's flat. There's no hills unless you go to the landfill. That's about all you're going to find.
Oh yeah.
The other thing is that they have. I've got a 5-year-old. We're going to be 5-year-old. He's already smarter than me, which in some respects isn't that difficult. But the level of information that's available to them. He knows all the planets. He can tell you which one's bigger than the other one.
Wow.
You know, and I'm like, okay, Saturn, Mercury, Venus. I can work through it and probably get to it. But he knows which order, which one's bigger than the other one. He knows the names of dinosaurs, which ones are which. He can recognize them. He says, I want to be a paleontologist. I'm like, what? You're 4.5.
He's 4.5.
Yeah, you know. So it's just amazing that their ability to sponge up because they have more information easily accessible.
Easily accessible, yeah.
You know how we taught him his name, how to spell his name? His name is Andrew Bryce Travis. So we would change the password on the iPad to, okay, Andrew is the, and so he had to, if he wanted to, he had to figure out A-N-D-R.
He had to spell his
and
name.
Then the next one was Bryce.
Wow.
And so it's just his ability to recognize addresses and stuff like that. It's frightening because I know he's going to be like, you know, in no time flat. Andrew, why did you reset the Wi-Fi? Daddy, you know, I'll let you know when you can get back on it. You're using up too much wavelengths. You know, because I know that's coming. He's going to outsmart me very soon. So.
Well, they do. They handle a tremendous amount of info. And you're talking about, you know, writing and retention. That's very interesting because my third oldest is doing Bible quizzing. And the way that he studies, we will read it to him and he writes it by hand. Now, personally, I can't really read what he writes. Somehow he can. It looks like some type of,
How old?
Dalton is 12. And he writes, so we were doing Luke 23 verses 35 through 56.
Right.
I'll read a verse, and he is writing, and I read, but I don't. It's a continuous flow,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, and he just and he writes it. He writes it out every single day. Luke 23, 35 through 56, and Luke 24, 1 through 16. Handwritten with pencil, which I never use pencil, but it's handwritten, and it's unbelievable. But his retention is incredible.
I love that.
Listen, this is Mark Traveis. What an incredible man. He was very generous to let me hang on to this wonderful meerschaum. I'll see if I can get it cleaned up a little bit on the inside there, and I will definitely honor him by putting something good today. I've got some Captain Black cherry in here, and this is a project I'm working on. I'm working on coloring this. This is day number 5. So it used to be super white, and it's just starting to darken. You can see it's just starting to darken
No
there.
kidding.
So
Impressive.
it'd take me, because I don't smoke every day,
Mhm.
and I had one ball this morning, and this, I don't even know if it was a full ball. It takes time, mood, everything, setting, and but this is day number 5. So I would like to by Easter I'd like to have this color, but I don't know how long it takes.
There's something else about this that I appreciated. I know that it's in vogue now to have skulls everywhere, you know, menacing, you know, but that's not the original concept. You know, skulls in pirates
Mm-hmm.
were the thing. People recognize that, but that's also not where it originated. It originated, and if you're ever in Charleston, it's a great place to see this, but it's other old graveyards where they'll have a skull with wings on it. And what it's to remind you of is that this life is temporary. Be prepared for the life everlasting. It's a Christian concept of death is coming for us all. Be ready, have your house in order. But then the pirates, of course, took it up like, yeah, we're coming for you, and that's kind of where it
Wow,
went.
very interesting. I've
And
never
so,
heard that before.
yeah, so I learned that on a tour in Charleston, and I was like, that's
Very
amazing.
interesting.
And you see all these skulls on the graves there, but it's not meant as a frightening thing so much as a reminder.
We've made it spooky, haven't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is more